You know something, baby? The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town, and we ain't in town to mess around.
Yo, what's going on, guys? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I hope you guys are doing well. Man. How's everybody doing, man? How is everybody doing, man? Life is grand over here, man. Give yourselves another round of applause for showing up for another DuJuan Elliott Podcast, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Life is good, man. But I'm going to get straight to the point, man. Tyrese's ex. Hey, guys, look here. Another thing. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring that notification bell for your boy, because if you do so, this thing shoots through the algorithm and more people get to hear this good content. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that right, guys? Huh? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to get into it, man. We're going to get right into it. Guys, if you're on TikTok listening right now, make sure to go up to the top, link in the bio, click on the link, and it takes you right over here to us, where we are over here having a party. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it, guys. Guys, Tyrese's ex-wife is at it again. Oh, my goodness, man. When will these modern women learn? They won't learn. I've been through this situation before, man, where they just put you through hell and they want to apologize and get back with you in the process. And I do literally mean put you through hell. Common sense. The common sense is just not there, man. It's just not there. She has put this man through the ringer. Seriously, it is insane. And I think this is just the makeup of the modern woman in the Matrix today. And I think this is what's bringing our country down. One of the reasons that's bringing our country down, by allowing these women to roam the streets and just think off of their emotions and not think twice about their consequences, man. Wow. How can you do that? Only in this day and time is something like this possible, to screw over a man that's high value like this. And this guy loved this girl. And to still be going through this crap with him right now. This is a hypocrite, the biggest hypocrite ever. But you know what, guys, I'm going to get into. I want you guys to check this out, man. Samantha Lee is back at it again. And to be honest with you guys, I think she's just in this just for the clout. Just for the clout, man. We're going to get into it. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it.
Mm-hmm. We can talk about it, Lord. Certain things I ain't gonna say, but you know, I'm open to my perspectives of like my half of it. Absolutely.
I just want you to say whatever you feel comfortable saying tonight, because that's what's gonna help free the people.
That's right.
Because this is what I want to know. Let's start right here, because obviously we promote healthy relationships. We don't want divorce,
right?
But at the end of the day, sometimes that's the option that you have to go about taking, just for your own peace,
right?
You know, and your own happiness at some point. But some parts of me, even as a man, is a bit concerned about whether or not my partner's going to be so focused on happiness that we're not going to be able to weather hard times, right?
Yes.
And people can just bow out and opt out of divorce because they just don't want to go through those trenches and those pits.
I get that
you inevitably go through in marriage. So how did you know that divorce was the right option for you in your relationship?
So first off, what I want to say in general, we know that women file for divorce more often than not. I think a lot of times we do it out of hurt, out of anger, unforgiveness. And you covered this with Dr. Spirit, which shout out to you, sis. I love
shout out to Dr. Spirit.
But it's a lot of unforgiveness, and that unforgiveness, if it's left unforgiven, turns into bitterness, and that bitterness can build a fence, and that fence becomes very hard to feel when you build that wall up. And I think that of course I won't go into specifics about what happened or why it happened.
Because she doesn't have a leg to stand on. Real talk. She ain't got a leg to stand on. These are the typical tropes of what most modern women do today right here. They make these crazy decisions to bust up the family for no reason. And they don't want to give you the reason why they did it. Because no accountability, right? Zero accountability. Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. Let's get to it.
But I will say that it's very important for you to seek wise counsel. I've had a therapist for a very long time. So loved ones, people that support you, you want to make sure that you are involving in that decision making. And you have to really decide and make a very calculated decision based upon your belief systems, based upon who you're speaking to, your wise counsel, like giving them the information and then making the best decision. I think that we do take divorce very casually. And I'll admit, I probably looked at it a little less intensely as I should have. That's me looking back on it. Because I would never tell, I work with women. I would never tell a woman to walk through that in the same frame of mind I was in when I did it.
I mean, just this woman, the tone of this woman's voice just turns me off. I mean, Tyrese, were you that blue pill, bro, to where you fell for this? Real talk, bro. But then you know what? Tyrese makes a point, and I remember him talking about this in his video in response to this particular podcast. And he said that they both came from broken families. So it makes sense. It makes sense that he would fall for something like this. Absolutely. I get it.
And when you say that, but what frame of mind was that? What do you mean by that in particular?
I was very, very hurt. I was very angry. And I remember like when I made like the decision, I was like hysterically crying on the phone with my attorney. That was not the person I should have been on the phone with when like, that's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, I was hysterically crying. And I was not in any position to make that decision. I was extremely emotionally intoxicated. We can be intoxicated with our emotions. And I'm very much emotionally led. I feel very strongly. I'm just that kind of person, very passionate.
And this is where we are today. We have a society that's allowing women to get out here and operate in their emotions, and there's no consequences for it. Not a single consequence for it. This is where we are today.
But I would never tell somebody to make that decision when they're that emotional. But of course, I wasn't talking to someone that genuinely would be for marriage, or for reconciliation. And that's not no slight to my,
No, it's
the current friends.
It has nothing. There's no slight to that. Not the friends, but I was on the phone with my attorney.
Yeah.
So it was something that was being said to me that hurt me at that time. And that, so at that time when I was on the phone and I made that decision, I was livid. I was emotional. I was hysterical. And so if anything, if I could take anything from that and advise somebody else, because I don't want families to be torn apart.
Yeah.
But you did it. Seriously. Come on, man. But you did it. And now she has her own show talking about relationships and the do's and don'ts. And she's taking this guy to child support court and divorce court. Like, this woman is putting this guy through the ring. How much of a hypocrite can you be? This is insane.
it would be that if you're that hurt and you're like that emotional about someone, that's not a lack of love. Like the opposite of love is not hate. It's indifference.
Now she's trying to talk deep. This woman is one of the biggest chameleons ever. And this is why I really encourage guys, man, to get out here, man, and use your discernment, man. This is something that me and my brothers were raised off of discernment. Being able to see behind this beautiful face. Because it's people like this that are the worst. They're the worst people ever. Kanye said it best. The prettiest people do the ugliest things. And it is so true. Right, guys? So true. And that's been my experience, man, of like singing all over, man. And this, I've seen this so many times. This is nothing to me. This is the norm. Let's get to it, man.
It's void of love, void of feelings. And so if I'm that emotional and I'm that hurt and I'm like on that level where I'm just like, I can't stop thinking and I'm just obsessing over why I am hurt. If it's misguided and misdirected, it can go in a bad direction. And so I think that with that being said, I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
And I made a decision like, well, I'm so angry. I'm so hurt. And, this is, and I'm just like, forget it, like, never mind. Like, I need to be done with this. This is horrible. You just ruminating on all the negative things and not focused on any of the positive things. I posted a reel, and I mean this. I really mean this. There was a guy who was talking about before he decided to marry his wife, he had said,
guys, thank you for the love on TikTok. Look here, guys. Go straight up to the bio. Hit the link in the bio that takes you exactly to the actual live stream, so you get all the visuals. Thanks for the love. Hit the link in the bio. It takes you straight to the stream. All right, let's get to it.
I told his wife that he needed to choose the people that would speak to her in her most emotional moments. And it was people that would be for the relationship.
Right.
And I know a lot of people had different kind of like comments about the person and everything like that. But the message of what he was saying for me resounds true, because the people I had in my ear at the time were not for that.
Let me ask you this, because I think that's such a good point. Like when you're even in that spot when you're emotional,
yes,
you're in the pit of your relationship.
Yes.
It's so important to make sure you have people who are pro-marriage, pro-relationship,
100%.
pro your current relationship,
100%.
to be able to help, as much as possible,
100%.
make the best decision to keep the marriage going.
Yeah.
When everybody may not have access to that counsel. So let me ask you this. If we can go back, and if I were able somehow to insulate you with a pro-marriage, pro-relationship community, do you think you still would have actually gone through a divorce?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, she was. She's capping.
I don't know what would have happened.
She's capping because she came from a whole damaged childhood in the first place. Guys, vet your women, guys. Vet your women. Seriously. I've seen quality men that came from quality families get just tore up because they married women like this. Seriously.
Oh, I've never said this publicly.
No, this is what we do. This is
initiated exclusive, baby.
Delano, make sure you zoom in on this one, okay?
Yeah. It gets deep.
Actually.
And she's ratchet. Straight. Tyrese, what were you thinking, bro? Oh my God, man. This girl is ratchet as all get out, man. Oh my God, she ratchet. Look at that hand. Gee.
No.
Look at that hand, yo. Come on. This girl is straight hood. Wow. She got you, brother. She got you, man.
I want to deny myself. I want to deniability. Yeah, no, the truth about the matter is that if I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. No.
Wow.
I wouldn't. And that's the truth. I tried my very best at this point in my life to be what I didn't have in that moment. Because I think that I was women were like, I'm an extremely emotional person. People that know me know that about me. I'm the kind of person that like, okay, I feel so strong, and I can ruminate. I can get so lost in my thoughts. I know a lot of women are like that. Like we're a lot, not all of us, right? But some of us are. Just like a lot of men can be like that. But I know women specifically, there will be moments where they'll be like, I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I can't stand this. He don't do this. He don't do that. Blah, 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 blah.
You know what? She's right. There are a lot of men that are like this today. Seriously. Because they've been raised in these single parent households, man, and not able to control their emotions. To think about this, man, let's just think about this for a second. The majority of men in prison today, 80%, I think about 70 to 80% of men in prison today were raised in single mother households. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Seriously.
We're just focusing on these things. And because you don't have a certain person in your life to check you and say, sis, what about this? What about this? What about these strengths? What about what he's not doing? What, like those types of things? That can get you thinking about the positive aspects of this person that you may not be thinking about when you're upset. You're only thinking about what you're mad about.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about all the other positive aspects of this person. And so in those moments, you need somebody to be the person for that person.
Yeah.
In those moments.
So it's still some people in the chat right now that they still confused. They really not understanding with the pro marriage, right? Or somebody who's an advocate for marriage. So if you could just paint the people who weren't necessarily pro marriage, and you coming to them, or you just expressing these different issues that you having.
Yeah.
What type of responses were you actually getting versus what you should have been receiving?
They were jealous. They were straight jealous, man. Are you kidding me? Guys, what straight jealous, man. Are you kidding me? This is what people do. This is what people do because people are so lonely today. And yet I did an episode yesterday, man, they were talking about the loneliness in America and how that it was primarily men in America that were lonely. But no, that's not the case. I think it's half and half. Because the women that were in her ear telling her these things were lonely as hell. They were lonely too. And misery loves company. Misery loves company, man. Let's get to it.
It's not so much about what should have been received, because I think that based upon what had occurred in our relationship by that time, a lot of people were saying that this was time for me to leave this particular relationship.
Yeah,
it wasn't just me; it was my loved ones. I have been seeing a therapist. My therapist, I had people that were like, it's time. This is not the best decision for you to remain in as is. And so when
as you come in, don't forget to like the video on YouTube. Like the video. I'm simultaneously streaming on YouTube and TikTok. YouTube and TikTok. Look here, guys. Thank you for coming in. If you want the full experience, click the link in the bio, man. It takes you to the full stream, and like the video. Hit me up in the chats. I will hit you back, all right? Don't forget, like the video. Let's get back to it.
Or what I mean by pro-marriage is that there is people in my life that it's not so much pro-marriage, it's pro the other person. So my thought process, based upon the clip that I shared on my own page, was he had people in his life that would advocate for her in his most heated moments. And he wanted his wife to have people that would advocate for him in those moments. And so it wasn't necessarily somebody that was pro-marriage as much as it was giving a different perspective on that person that would be fair to that person in that moment. So it could be it might be, let's say my best friend, my homegirl, she might be pro-marriage, but she's pro-me. She gonna advocate for me on that phone. I'm talking about somebody that maybe it's his sister. Maybe it's his mom. Maybe it's somebody that can, maybe not the mom. I wouldn't do the mom, but like somebody else in his life that could advocate and speak to him that he has designated, because that's what this guy did. He had designated certain people that when she's that upset and she needs an ear, she's not just talking to friends, her own friends who are going to advocate for her, but more or less somebody that's going to advocate for him.
And you let all of that go. You let all of that go, man. Wow. This man put checks and balances in place for the relationship as a man's supposed to do, because you're safeguarding your relationship protection. You put good people right in her corner and good people in your corner. Man, like, dude, Tyrese, I'm gonna give it up to you, man. You were smart for this one, bro. Give me a round of applause, man. Even though this modern woman here didn't take heed to what you was doing, because she's not used to being in a quality relationship. I don't think she's ever been in a quality relationship. Even her mom's single. Her mom's crazy. Seriously. Real talk. Let's get to it, man.
In those moments, and be able to be a voice of reason for him when she's not hearing him. That's what he was asking. That's what he was saying. And that's what I think that I didn't have. I had people that were in my life that were advocating for me. And that's not a negative thing.
Yeah.
It just was, at the time, being so hurt, so emotional, just being in my feelings, making a move. I didn't necessarily have that, nor did I make space for that. And so I would say to a woman that's highly upset, that's highly emotional, it's like, you know what, I'm done. I'm about to call he did this, he did that again, blah, blah, blah. You go. No, you're actually not ready to do this.
And the question is, what were you so upset about? What were you so upset about to the point to where you had to file for divorce? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, guys, right? Like, seriously, man. That's one thing I know. Like I said, man, being raised by the strong women that we were raised by, man, they set a great example, man, as to why you pick a strong woman to be in a relationship with. Man, the women that raised me and my brothers, man, are some of the strongest women I've ever seen, but they're traditional women. This is insane. I could not imagine myself with something like this today. This is interesting. Man, we are in a pickle. We're in a pickle, man. Good God. Wow. This is what we got left in the Matrix today? Seriously? Let's get to it, man.
You being at this space of emotional intoxication, you're making a life-changing decision. You have absolutely no idea what you're about to walk into. So you should actually sit down, chill out, relax, call somebody that, watch one of your favorite shows, walk around, do something different, and then come to a place or call somebody. I know in my own life and in the women that I've worked with for a very long time, they know that they can reach out to me like, sis, I'm, my husband's doing X, Y, and Z. Can I reach out to you? And they'll reach out to me and we'll sit on the phone. I'll be like, no, you're wrong. Are you ready to hear this? You're wrong. You actually should be doing this. You actually should. And they've grown to trust me because they know that ultimately I'm going to say when somebody is wrong, but I'm going to give you a perspective that is not going to break the family up because I am experiencing a broken family. I'm experiencing what that's like.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes in our culture, we don't allow space for like, it's like we want to be able to be strong and have these, we think being strong is angry and taking control over the situation. Like, that's not strength.
Yeah.
It's ignorance.
That's not.
So,
it's masculine. It's ignorance. I mean, this is, like I said, man, this is what we've been taught today. They actually think this is the truth. She's speaking facts right here. Speaking facts. I just don't understand what made her come out now after putting her husband through so much hell. I'm trying to figure out what made her come out. I think it's just for the clout. God, Tyrese, bad deal, bro. Bad deal, man. Right, guys? Bad deal.
Okay, so this is the thing. So, because you talked about people don't detail, or maybe they don't give you the counsel you need, preparing you for what you're about to walk into.
Right.
So I really want to find out, like, what do you actually walk into? So at the point of you filing a divorce, right? You got the wife and the husband. You got these two sides now, on opposite sides. So, like, what actually happens at the point you file for divorce? Like, what happens with you? What happens with the family? What happens with friends? Like, how are all the pieces laid out?
Oh, goodness. It's
go ahead.
No, go ahead. So you typically in a situation, if anybody, whether it's a male or female, decides to proceed with a divorce, you would then file for a divorce. And so at that point, you were either retain or attorney, or you fill out the paperwork yourself. People can do it themselves. Once you get lawyers involved, I'll be honest, and I mean, I love my, I don't want to shade anybody or whatever, but lawyers, court systems win in this. No, families don't win in divorce.
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
Well, you should have thought about that before you did what you did. But no, you didn't. You've never had a great example of what it is to be a great wife because your mom didn't raise you to be a wife. That's the real deal. Real talk. Right, guys? And that's the problem that we have today. I'm a venture to say 60% of these women today are not raised to be wives. Seriously. Let's get to it.
Lawyers win. They win. We families don't win. You don't win when a family is broken apart. I think Jay-Z said this. He's like, nobody wins when the family feuds.
Yeah.
Nobody wins. It's not a situation where somebody is a winner. But you basically, when you get lawyers involved, and there was a therapist that was speaking to both me and him, a marital therapist at the time, that when I told him my decision, he was like, when you get lawyers involved, it gets ugly. He told me that. And, I didn't even realize, I don't think I even realized how ugly it would get, And like I said, if I could walk back in time, sometimes I battle with myself about that. But at that time, I thought I was doing the right thing or the best thing. I didn't know how ugly it could get. And I know a lot of women, we make that decision and we're so hurt and angry. And then 5-6 months later, you're not that angry anymore. Like, oh, this kind of like still care about him. I kind of still have these feelings for him now that I've had time has passed and I'm not in his face every day. I've now have the space to like forgive and open myself up to that. But now you've made an irreparable hole.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you did. And guys, this is what happens when you have no leadership. No leadership. Right here. This is what happens right here. Wow. Interesting, man. I'm so speechless, man.
Because you didn't have the ability to step back and understand that if I'm this hurt and I'm crying, I'm this upset and this at this high level of emotionality, this is not me being done with the relationship. This is me still in the relationship, needing to work this out with this person.
Yeah.
Because I like, instead of saying, well, this person hurt me so bad, so I just got to go. Like, that's inaccurate.
So no. So this is good counsel. You're pretty much saying, before you make a decision, insulate yourself with a community that's going to give you a balanced perspective.
Which is something that we're lacking today. We have no more community in the Matrix. There is no more community here. Just so you guys know, there's no more community in the Matrix. Absolutely not. It's every man for himself today. No more community, man. Absolutely not. All the big mamas are gone. All the big mamas are gone. No, sir. Absolutely not. Interesting, man. Interesting.
That's going to be advocate of your own self-care.
Sure.
As well as that can speak for your partner.
Yes.
In a healthy way.
Yes.
And also make sure you're in a stable emotional state where you're not at a high, erratic place of emotion.
Yeah.
When you're making a life, family altering decision.
I'm telling you, that is the biggest mistake. That's the biggest regret I currently have.
And you given a distinction that when you contact the attorney, that's pretty much when it all truly starts.
It's war. Like,
these are a lot of single mothers today divorced right here. Real talk. This is a lot of single mothers today that are divorced right here because they had their friends in their ears telling them, Gary, you can do better than that. You can do better than that. Not knowing when you get out here in this dating world now, man, it is nothing but sharks out here. Nothing but sharks, man. Man, we are in so much trouble. We are in so much trouble, especially, like I said, I'm gonna keep putting this out there, man. But when you're looking at a 17% when it comes to dual parent households, we're at an all-time low of 17%. 17%. Come on, man. Come on, yo. That's sad. That's sad. Let's get to it, man.
Okay.
It becomes, even if you don't, I mean, of course, there's obviously people that walk out and it doesn't have to be that. But if in my situation, you've got two highly emotional people. Now you've got two attorneys speaking on behalf and trying to advocate and win a case and going as far as they can go to win the case to, like, prove their point. I mean, do their job essentially.
To win.
To win. I mean, that's
what
the
it's
point.
about.
It's they're winning. We're losing, both of us, but they're winning. And so it becomes like that. And when you get the lawyers involved, it gets ugly. And a lot of women are very cavalier about this. And this is like a passionate one. Y'all know I'm mixed. I am mixed with white, black, and Hispanic. So there's a lot going on. But the Caribbean and Hispanic side of me is passionate. So I'm going to use my hands. I'm going to jump up. I'm going to do a lot of different things. It's just how I am. But like, I get very passionate about this. A lot of women want to get married to get married. It has absolutely no understanding of the responsibilities and the commitment and what you're saying on the other side of I do.
What is she? Oh my God, man. Who is this woman? Why are you trying to give people advice? And you still got your man in child support court trying to crack the prenup. Dudes. Oh my goodness. Guys, don't forget to like the video. Like the video, send your boy a comment. I will hit you back, but don't forget to like that video, man. Like the video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. All right, let's get back to it.
And a lot of times, even myself in my life, I've used my emotionality to protect me. Like my anger to protect me, my ability to run away to protect me. But when it comes to a marriage, we have to get a better understanding and a honing of those skills before you decide to say you want to get married. If you've always been a runner and you say, oh, I'm about to get married to this dude, and we about to do this thing. You need to work on your little running issue, because guaranteed that marriage is going to trigger a running issue on you.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to now deal with that trigger in a very real way. And if you haven't worked on that, you end up running.
Now, this girl is man, this girl has a personality. Tyrese, how did you, dude? Seriously, how didn't you not see this crazy, bro? Like within like a month, how did you not see this crazy, man? Seriously, how could you not spotted this crazy woman, man, a mile away? This girl is crazy. I can look at her and tell. Look at her face. Are you kidding me, man? Oh man, wow. We're gonna add blue pill out of here. Let's get to it.
Let me ask you this, because I think a big reason that a lot of people, me just communicating personally as well as the chat, they feel like they leave their marriage when they're at this place of almost like helplessness and loneliness, where they feel like the other person isn't working as hard as them to fix the marriage. And you just feel like you kind of working alone, and it's a one-sided relationship at some point. Did you feel like, is that what was actually happening at that point? Did you feel like your partner was not necessarily working as hard as you to get the relationship to where it needed to be healthy? Was that a reality that you had in your relationship?
To be fair to
tell the truth, shame the devil. Real talk. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Oh boy, let's hear what she got to say, man. Let's hear what she got to say.
To him, because I want to be fair, I'm gonna speak to him lovingly. I think that he was doing what he felt like was his best.
Okay.
I think what I was asking and what I needed were things that I don't know if it wasn't when I left, I wanted certain things, and he decided that he did not want to do those things.
Okay.
And I felt like at that point, if you're wanting certain things for me and sacrifices for me, and then when I finally ask for something and you're like, no, well, then at that point, like, you're giving me no other choice. You know, you're not like really leaving room for me to, do something else. It's like,
but yet you left him, put this man through the ringer, and now you regret that you did. So I can guarantee you, whatever you were asking for was just over the top, and you just being all in your emotions. Guys, look, man, this girl blew it. She straight blew it, man. She straight blew it. Real talk. And regardless of how she looks and how much clout she has, she's not going to get the guy that she wants. It's only downhill from Tyrese. It is what it is. Guys, thank you so much for joining the channel. Thank you. Give yourselves another round of applause, guys, for coming in. Man, we are dealing with crazy times in life, man, today, man. We're dealing with crazy times. It's insane out here. Yes, sir. Guys, thank you so much for joining the channel once again. I'm signing off. Until next time, next Friday, I will be coming back live next Friday. Don't forget to like the channel, man. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be back. I'll be back for more. Peace. Let's get out of here. Peace. Love you guys.